Hey guys, I'm sitting here with my sister here, Sihem, and we're making shebekia while she's doing the majority of the work. I'm just kind of an innocent bystander, trying to figure it all out. But I wanted to kind of answer some questions that I've been getting in messages about what is Ramadan. Ramadan begins here in Morocco. It begins tomorrow. It is a holy month in Islam, and it's one of the things that is noted for is that you fast for the entire month. You're not fasting the entire 24 hours in a day, but you're fasting during the day from the first prayer until the last prayer. So no food or water, drink, nothing throughout the day. So basically it is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. One of the 5 pillars is that you must fast. It's an obligation to Allah. And it's spent really kind of reflecting on you and your relationship with Allah or God, as he's known in some religions. And it's a time of reflection and bringing you closer to the message of Muhammad, who is the prophet of Islam. In Sunni Islam, they follow Prophet Muhammad. Shia Muslims follow Ali as well as Muhammad, but that's for another video. It's a pretty straightforward holiday. You abstain from personal contact, if you know what I mean. During the fasting times, you are expected to really spend your time reflecting on God and your faith in God, as well as reading Quran. And so it's really about that renewal in a way of your relationship with God. And so it's a very, very integral part of Islam and a very well-known holiday. So you have, I think, even if you're not Muslim, I think most people know about Ramadan. They don't necessarily know what it is, but you know what, you've heard the name before. And so I just wanted to take the opportunity. This is my first official Ramadan that I will be, of course, in a Muslim country. And so I am observing along with my Muslim family here. And it's just, I want the experience to be able to connect more with the people that I'm living near and around, and be part of something greater than just myself. And I feel, and I've always felt, those of you who know me for years know that my entire philosophy in life is to break down barriers, get to know the people that you don't know anything about, or the religions and the cultures that you know nothing about, and break down those barriers and make yourself part of something bigger than just yourself. And that doesn't mean that I'm certainly not endorsing one religion over another. That's not my job, because to me, religion is very personal between you and your God or your belief system. And to me, there is no right or wrong. That's just my viewpoint. And so rather than make this about politics or religion specifically, I'm educating. This video is not about, me trying to twist anybody's arm or make them see something that they may not understand or see and convince you that this is the way. I'm not here to convert anybody or make somebody change their mind about their belief system. My whole purpose is to educate about countries and cultures and religions that go along with those countries and cultures. And it's about breaking down the barriers between human beings. When you look at things that are different than what you're normally used to, you will see that there's really not a lot of differences. Just since I've been here, those of you who know me know that I was raised in a non-religious home, and I'm actually of Jewish descent. And so, everything I do is based on that Jewish brain and what I was taught throughout my religious experience and growing up. And the strange thing is, you see the news and you watch the broadcasts, and there's this worldwide, this attitude, I guess, that Jews and Muslims can't get along. Well, I'm here to tell you, I am the only Jew living in this neighborhood of all Moroccan Muslims. They know I'm Jewish. No one has ever hurt me or talked to me poorly or treated me badly. There are probably 20,000 Jews countrywide in Morocco, and they are revered. Actually, there's a lot of history between the Jews and the Moroccans, the Moroccan Jews and the Moroccan Muslims here. And so it's been a good history for the most part. And, so I really found myself looking closely at the two religions, because that's all I'm, right now, that's it. It's you're Muslim or you're Jewish. I think there's a couple Christian churches. I haven't personally seen them. I think the nearest one to me is in Rabat. And I think it is Russian Orthodox, or Orthodox. So it's kind of like Greek Orthodox or Russian Orthodox. Eastern Orthodox, I guess some people call it. But what I'm finding is that the differences that we thought existed between Judaism and Islam really don't exist. Sure, there are different words used to describe a lot of the same belief systems. Historically, we are siblings. Jews and Muslims are siblings. If you look back at the history of the religion, the religious groups in general, we are both Abrahamic religions, and we are the descendants of Abraham's sons. So you have Ishmael and Isaac. Ishmael being the ascendant or descendant rather for Islam, and those who descended from Isaac became what's considered Jews today. And so, when you look at the basis of Islam and Judaism, and even into some of Christianity does kind of take a different twist. If you get into it and really understand, the facets of the religion as well as the history and the areas that it came from. Islam and Judaism were both born here in the Middle East. Of course, I'm in North Africa, so it's not quite Middle East, but it's close. But anyway, so I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that while we may look different and we may dress differently and we may have different traditions, we are not that different. And so I'm taking my opportunity during this holy month of Ramadan to observe with my Muslim brothers and sisters, and really kind of take you on that journey with me. I want you to see the different things that go on and break down those preconceptions. I know in a lot of Western countries, especially the United States, has really given a bad rap to Islam and Muslims in general. And there are some factions of religions in the United States that are not adherent truly to Islam. And I'm not going to get into that because it gets a little more political than I want my post to be. But I wanted you guys to kind of get the prelude that this is what Ramadan is. This is what we do. We spend the majority of the daytime, honestly, sleeping because you're fasting and you're exhausted and there's nothing really open. It's kind of like they roll the sidewalks up during Ramadan because, you know, the obligation is to fast. Now, there are exceptions to that fasting rule. I myself am going to modify my fast this year. I will fast from food. But because I had gastric sleeve surgery last year, 10 months ago, I cannot fast from water. So I will drink water throughout the day just to maintain my hydration so that I don't go into dehydration and potentially cause health problems. And that's acceptable in Islam, even though you're obligated to fast. It's one, like I said earlier, it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. And so then the bulk of, when you're not sleeping, the bulk of your day is spent reading Quran. I will also read Quran. I think it's important to read other books. I've read the Bible several times. I've read the Torah. And I think it's important to read the Quran because, again, we are part of the 3 Abrahamic religions. And the best way to break down hate and fear is to educate. And so I'm taking the opportunity to read. For the record, I have not been beaten over the head and converted. I have not been forced into anything. I am voluntarily doing this of my own free will. And it's really a cultural exchange for me, as well as part of my own spiritual journey that I'm going through. People who know me know that I'm fascinated by culture and language and people, and I want to pick it all apart. I want to know who you are and what you're about. I can understand you better when I know where you're coming from. And the basis of all of us, whether we be Jews or Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or whoever we are, belief-wise, even people who have no faith name whatsoever, agnostics, atheists, Wiccans, whoever that is, whoever you are and whatever you believe, there is no right or wrong. We are all on this earth trying to figure out what our purpose is here. And so we're all trying to do it the best way we can. And in my mind, a good person is a good person. Doesn't matter what the titles are that people have given us. And that's the most important thing. At the end of my life, when I lay my head down on my deathbed, did I make the world a better place before I left? Did I do something, anything significant, or what? Maybe I may have thought it was insignificant, but maybe it had an impact on someone. And if I can do that, if I can show you that we're all in this together, none of us are getting out of this game alive, but if I can show you that our goals are pretty much all the same, then maybe you will understand that what we see on television and what we hear in the media and what we allow the hype from mainstream media and politicians, both parties, trust me on that, in the U.S. and around the world. There are many, many, many political parties and they all have their own agenda. But the biggest agenda in my mind is discourse. And so if I can show you that we have more in common than we have differences, then maybe we can make this a better world to live in for our children, our grandchildren, even now. And so that's my goal here. And I just wanted to kind of put that out there and say, this is what I'm going to be doing. And even if you're not observing Ramadan or any religious practice during this season, take the opportunity to reflect just on you, what's your purpose, what are you doing, and connect with something bigger than yourself. It doesn't have to be religious based, but I think it would be beneficial to us individually and globally. So see you on the flip side, and I'll be broadcasting a little bit throughout Ramadan, and just kind of, this is what we're doing today, and this is what we've done this month, and I'm really excited to take you on this journey. I know I'm excited. It's, like I said, it's my first Ramadan officially, and especially being in a Muslim country, so I get an experience like I've never had before. And the interesting thing is, I came from the United States. The United States is predominantly Christian, even though there's supposed to be a separation of church and state. We all know that's a farce. But the reality of it is that I'm in a Muslim country. Every other block in the United States was a church. Every other block here in Morocco is a mosque. And they are beautiful, and I find myself drawn to learning more and understanding who people are and what their belief systems are. And so this is my journey to say, this is what the holy month of Ramadan is from a Jewish perspective, if you really want to look at it that way, but also an American perspective, and giving you kind of a bird's eye view of what it's like to live here and what it's like to be here during Ramadan. And for Jews, the holiest holiday is Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. For Muslims, it's Ramadan. And so this is an awesome experience for me, and I'm very excited to share that. And I hope you enjoy it. See you later.